Self-isolation, day 11. Boy. I feel like I'm kind of getting used to it now, though. I think I've said this on previous videos, but I have a routine. It's not the greatest routine. In fact, it's very, very boring, very crap, but it's a routine nonetheless. And it's that routine that's helping me get through some of these days, because some of these days are struggles, boy. Some of these days you feel like you have absolutely nothing to do, especially me. I'm self-employed. I think people that maybe are working from home, you've got that routine, right? You wake up, whatever, bring out your laptop, you work for a few hours. So not much has changed. Yes, you can't go out, but you still have a block of 9 hours of doing something. I have nothing to do sometimes. So yeah, it's very, very boring. And to think that this might last another 100 days. So I can imagine sitting here saying, I don't know, self-isolation, day 110, and my beard being fucking down here and me being half the size I am right now. It doesn't even bear thinking, people. Still quite hot. It doesn't even bear thinking, does it? All right, let's not talk coronavirus. Let's not stress ourselves with that. Let's talk about Scott Fitzgerald very quickly before we talk about AJ and Fury. So for those of you that haven't been following the story, Scott Fitzgerald has had his license suspended, his British Boxing Board of Control license suspended for allegedly hitting, I think, his ex-girlfriend or striking his ex-girlfriend. I don't know the difference between hitting and striking. Some tabloids have said hitting, some people have said striking. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Boy, I think he's actually been arrested as well. I think he's been arrested. Obviously, we had the Billy Joe Saunders incident, 4 or 5 days ago, which was just outrageous, by the way, outrageous. I went on TalkSport yesterday, and it was me, Darren Lewis from The Mirror. I can't remember who else was on it. Chris Welumo, former footballer, Scottish footballer. He was on there as well. And we spoke, about Billy Joe Saunders. They asked me my opinion, because I was there as the boxing guy. And I was harsh on him, but I also said it was dumb, it was stupid, it was idiotic. He isn't nothing like this. I've met him in person. I got shut down completely. Like, yeah, completely. It's almost as though, you know what it is? And I think I mentioned this as well on TalkSport. Sorry, we definitely will talk about Scott Fitzgerald and AJ Fury. I'm coming, apologies. It's almost as though we boxing journalists or people that cover the sport of boxing are so used to seeing these boxers say dumb and stupid things. Like, we're so used to it, right? Like Deontay Wilder saying, I want a body on my record. Or Mike Tyson years ago saying, if he beats Razor Ruddock and he doesn't die, it doesn't count. So we're so used to seeing these boxers do stupid things that when we see Billy Joe Saunders do what he did, I don't know, we're wired differently, so it doesn't surprise and shock us like it did other sports journalists. Like, other sports journalists are going mental about this, whereas we are like, that was dumb, he only meant it as a joke, where others are like, this is ridiculous. So we fighting journalists, I'm going to put MMA journalists in it as well, are wired so differently because we're so used to seeing these fighters do crazy things. Anyway, away from Billy Joe Saunders, Scott Fitzgerald. I mentioned Billy Joe Saunders because I think Scott Fitzgerald is completely different. Like, people are trying to compare the two. It's completely different. I think we're trying to compare the two because they happened in so close proximity to each other. But what Scott Fitzgerald allegedly done, is far different, right? And he should have his license suspended. He probably should go to jail for a while. But what I will say is that he needs help, right? I'm not going to come here and bash Scott Fitzgerald. He clearly needs help, right? He was in Sporting Chance, which is a clinic, right? I think a clinic set up by Tony Adams many, many, many years ago when Tony Adams had sort of a drink problem as well. Scott Fitzgerald clearly has a substance abuse problem. There's no two ways about it. I don't think anyone from his team is going to mind me saying that. He does, and he needs help. He does. He needs help. It's a shame because I think he's a good boxer. I think he's a colourful character. But I always feel like with these colourful characters, it's a thin line. They're always teetering on the edge, haven't they? I mean, not just it's like Scott Fitzgerald. I'm talking like the Paul Gascoignes of the world, where they are so colourful and exciting, but it's very close to teetering on the edge. And he clearly has done something that he's going to regret. And I think having his license suspended is the last of his worries right now. I think he could be in bigger trouble. Again, he has been arrested. I think there'll be a hearing about his license very soon, and he'll probably have to go to court as well. And if proven guilty, you're talking about a fighter physically hitting a female. It's not going to go down well, is it? It's not going to go down well at all. Yeah. All right, let's talk Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. That's what you're all here for, right? No one's here to hear me talk about coronavirus and Billy Joe Saunders and Scott Fitzgerald. I think that fight should happen now. That's it. You can turn off. That's it. That's it, guys. Short video. I think Fury versus AJ should happen now. And you're going to need to make a bloody good argument to me as to why it can't happen now. Why can't it happen now, right? I mean, don't tell me because Fury has a fight with Wilder lined up and AJ has a fight with Pulev. Both of those fights can be X'd out. And that's what they should. Look, let's talk Joshua for a second first. Joshua has a fight with Pulev. The reason Joshua has to fight Pulev is because Pulev is his IBF mandatory. Give up the belt. I know I'm making it sound very basic and simple like it is. Give up the belt, right? If it's a situation where you can't fight Fury because you have to fight Pulev, and if you don't fight Pulev, then your IBF belt will be given away, give it up. Call the IBF's bluff. Say, you know what? Take your belt back. Take your belt back. Or, worst case scenario, give Pulev, my brain had a freeze there, give Pulev step-aside money. I don't know how much money AJ will make from a potential fight with Tyson Fury, but I tell you now, giving 5% of that away to Pulev won't matter, right? Give him whatever he needs to give. Give him give it to him, right? In fact, give him the belt and the money. Tell him to go. That's Pulev done with. And I'm making this sound very basic because it is. Just give him the belt. We know you're the IBF champion. You've won that belt a couple of times now. We know. Give it to him. Pulev, take the belt. That's what you want, take the belt. I don't want to fight you. I want to fight Fury. All right, let's move on to Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is contractually, is that a word, obliged to fight Deontay Wilder. What's the worst that can happen here? Is the worst thing that can happen? Look, if the worst thing is Tyson Fury is stripped of his WBC belt, take the belt. I'm being so blunt now, guys. Like, take the belt, right? If it's a case of, I don't know, he gets sued, which is obviously a completely different subject here, but if he gets sued, I don't know, say $5 million, take the $5 million. What's the problem here, peeps? Take it. If you have to pay Deontay Wilder, let's not get silly here, but if you have to pay something like $5 to $7 million step-aside money, take it. Take it. There you go. Joshua versus Fury. And look, that might sound dumb to some people, but that really can happen. That really can happen. Joshua can really say to the IBF, I don't want this belt anymore. Take it. Then you're free. Joshua is now free. Tyson Fury can, and I don't know, Tyson Fury's situation is a bit different, but I'm assuming he can say, take the WBC belt. Now, don't tell me, and some people might say it does, don't tell me Fury versus Joshua loses a bit of shine because it's not an undisputed fight. I don't care. I don't care. Do you care? I mean, do you care if they're coming to the ring with a couple of less belts? I don't care. And don't tell me that the WBC won't make a belt for them anyway. Yes, it won't be the WBC belt, but it'll be a nice bling bling diamond belt like they made for Pacquiao versus Mayweather. That's what will happen anyway. So we're really one belt less. We know, boxing fans know, whoever wins that fight is number one. I don't need a couple more belts to tell me that. I don't, right? You listen to all these ex-pros when they've retired, And listen to the way in which they talk about belts. I mean, Mike Tyson's a great example. Mike Tyson despises them. He's still got them, but despises them. He talks about them being plastic and metal, that they mean nothing, right? It's all about that. And I'm sorry, this fight doesn't lose that with a couple of belts parked away. It doesn't. This fight still generates hundreds and hundreds of millions. So what? If a fight generates that much money, can't you give Pulev 5 million and tell him to fuck off? Or step aside money, or throw the belt away? Can't you do the same thing to Deontay Wilder? Can't you? If it's a case of AJ has one fight this year, and it's looking very likely he will have one fight this year, that one fight can't be Kubrat Pulev. Can't be. It's just not big enough. It can't be, right? And that's not AJ's fault. That's just the coronavirus fault. But it can't be. It can't be. Tyson Fury has at least had a fight this year. That was against Deontay Wilder. Do we want to see that fight again? Do we really? I mean, look, by the way, Deontay Wilder could ice Tyson Fury, by the way, but I don't care. I don't want to see it. I want to see AJ Fury, and I'm even going to go further here, Wembley Stadium. That's what I want to see. The nation requires it. The nation needs it. Again, let's talk finances. Sorry, I keep going back and forth to the coffee because it's actually quite hot still. It's cooled down now. Let's talk finances from this fight. This fight could do anywhere between 2 and 3 million pay-per-view buys. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. People might, no, I'm not exaggerating. This fight could do anything between 2 and 3 million pay-per-view buys. And, sorry to disappoint you people, this fight might not be $24.95. I'll tell you now, definitely ain't $19.95, but it might not be $24.95. We're talking Fury versus AJ. This is a huge fight. Huge. And it's funny. I remember when it was AJ versus Wilder, or Wilder AJ, whichever way you want to get it. I always kept saying, as much as AJ Wilder is a big fight, I want to see AJ Fury from a British standpoint. We're nearly there, people. So this fight generates anywhere between 2 and 3 million pay-per-view buys. This fight also won't be a standard pay-per-view price. It just won't be. In order to make this fight happen, you're probably looking at 40 quid. You're probably looking at a $39.95 pay-per-view. I know that's going to kill everyone, but you still pay for it. You still would. You would. Would streams go up? Yeah, but the extra increase in price won't matter. It won't matter because of the extra increase, right? It's still that big a fight. Yeah, so that's my solution to making AJ versus Fury. Pulev, go away. Wilder, go away. Pay them whatever. Again, this fight generates hundreds of millions. Pay them whatever. Pay them whatever you need to pay them to go away. And what you will do, what you should do, in fact, is let Wilder fight Dillian Whyte for the vacant WBC. That's what you should do. And then the winner of that fights the winner of that. There you go. Done. Peace. Guys, sorry, it's me again. I'm back. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, please like and share the videos. It really does help the channel a lot. And if you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon account. The link is in the description. All right, I'm done. Peace.